Welcome, lacrosse fans, to the DMVLAX game of the week between the Georgetown Prep Little Hoyas and the Gonzaga Eagles here at Cooper Field at Georgetown University. I'm Cabo Maddox, joined with Matt Rienzo. We have a special event here for the Jesuit Classic at Cooper Field. Matt Rienzo, legendary Gonzaga and Georgetown alum in the Hall of Fame for both schools, joins us on the mic. How are you doing tonight, Matt?
I'm doing great, Cabo. This is awesome. Just a great environment in the nation's capital at night with the bright lights on. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. Both student sections are starting to arrive for this Jesuit matchup. Two of DC's best schools battling it out for bragging rights, and it's going to be a great one. Yeah,
the Eagles have broke out, as you may see here on the camera, special helmets for the evening, chrome purple. You don't see that very often. You know, I like it. It's going to be flash. Might hurt your eyes on camera. Prep, the host school, actually, is in the Navy and all Navy helmets. Let's get to the players to watch. First, from Gonzaga, Matt, we have Gardner, Monahan, Splain, and Lane. Can you talk about those young men?
Sure, yeah. You know, Johnny Gardner is just a sophomore, but he's going to have to carry the load offensively with James Matten out with an injury on attack. Very talented sophomore, a lot of upside. Fun to watch him play today. Probably going to be guarded by Sam Muir at Georgetown Prep. Ryan Splain, one of the most prolific transition long sticks in the country. He's a senior going to Rutgers. And then Declan Monahan has been a brick wall for Gonzaga, just playing phenomenal, having a great year, headed to Penn in a couple years, just a junior. And then Brendan Lane, who's going to have to be up to the task at the face-off X and play defense and score goals. So we need a big night out of him if you're the Eagles.
And he's an all-around stud. He can do it. He's going to be asked and leaned on more now with all the injuries to score goals. He scored against Landon. I saw him score 3 that evening. He might have to score 3 again tonight. Now for Georgetown Prep, Kabiri, Burns, the dynamic attack duo, who you know well from the MADLAX DC Dog Squad. They're tough to stop. And then you have Mac Eldridge and Sam Muir. Talk about those guys.
Yeah, Nate Kabiri is an exceptional attackman, one of the top attackmen in the class of 2023. He's a junior, committed to Georgetown University here. A phenomenal player, and it'll be interesting to see how Gonzaga defends him and if they're successful with it. Colin Burns, another fantastic junior attackman for Georgetown Prep, committed to Princeton. Look for a big game from him. And then Mac Eldridge, a big X factor, facing off for Georgetown Prep. And lastly, Sam Muir, just a beast of a human. Big. He looks like he's like 6'6", 220.
He is, isn't he?
You know, he's he's going to, have a tough task, I think, today, guarding Johnny Gardner. But you'll look for him to put the clamps down and have his physical presence known throughout the game tonight.
Awesome. So keys to victory first for Gonzaga. How does Gonzaga get this win tonight? They are 8-1. They've got a lot of wins, but they're banged up more than ever and lost their last game. How do they get it back on the winning track?
Well, look, I think this game is going to be a bit of a war of attrition. You've got a bunch of players out for both teams. James Matten, who's the starting attackman, headed to Carolina next year, the leading scorer for Gonzaga. He's out with a broken collarbone. Freddie Fowler, who scored the game winner against Paul VI a couple weeks ago, he's out with an ankle injury, starting attackman. And then Jack Leland, who's committed to Georgetown University as a junior, he's been out all season with torn ligament in his ankle that he suffered in the third practice of the season. So they're shorthanded, and Prep's not without their injuries as well. Larry Hornig broke his jaw a couple games ago, and Mac Eldridge, we understand, is going to give it a go and play.
He's going to try.
But the question is, how do they do at the X? Is he able to make it through the whole game? So we'll see which team can be productive given these pretty big key losses for each team. And then we talked about the face-off X. If Gonzaga can win 50% of the draws, that's going to bode very well for them. Brendan Lane is going to have his hands full if Mac Eldridge does play. But if Mac isn't able to make it through the full game, then you can look for maybe Gonzaga to get that edge in the face-off X. So that's going to be a really key one to watch.
I see Mac walking out there, number 5 for Prep, so he's going to give it a go here. He's a tough man committed to UVA. The last thing I want to talk about in keys to victory is the battle of two of the best in the nation at the long stick midfield.
Yeah, really what you have here is two elite long stick midfield players. Mac Christmas for Georgetown Prep, number 28. He's probably the top long stick midi in the 2023 class, the junior class. He's committed to Duke. And then Ryan Splain for Gonzaga, committed to Rutgers. He's a senior. The two of them, respectively, in their classes are, if not the best, certainly in the top couple. So really look for that exciting action between the lines today.
Outstanding. We're about to get going here. No anthem. We're going to roll right into it here at Cooper Field. Again, thanks for joining us here for the DMV Lacrosse Game of the Week. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. And we are live. Mac Eldridge gains the first possession. You can see him hobbling a little bit, but he gets that win comfortably, Coach.
He does, yeah. Nice face-off by him. That's going to give him some confidence. And, Georgetown Prep's able to secure the ball and playing some settled offense now.
Hornig back to Burns. And forgive me if I call him Barbecue. His nickname is Barbecue. He's Colin Barbecue Burns. This is Nate Kabiri. Up to Bradshaw, who's now been bumped to first line, it looks like. Over from Tommy Arado, who's been a first-line consistent player.
And you've got Brendan Galvin running on the first midfield for Georgetown Prep in lieu of Larry Horning, who's out with a broken jaw.
Got it. Number 22. 22, Galvin. Back to exit Burns. Rienzo on him. Rienzo drives. Outside shot. Hits the pipe.
That was a good shot by Burns. Question mark. He was able to free up his hands by turning.
Big save.
That's Owen Hornig with a great take on Ryan Splain. Owen Hornig, very fast, left-handed. He's only a sophomore, but he's very speedy. And just like Johnny Gardner, he's somebody who you can look to see a lot of, not only in this game, but in the future as well.
Nice clear there out by Leif Hagerup, the North Carolina commit.
It'd be interesting to see if Leif Hagerup stays on offense this game. With some depleted offensive numbers, you could see a scenario by which Leif might play some offense.
All right, Gonzaga trots out with Johnny Gardner, number 3, driving on Muir. Quick slide from Christmas.
Quick double team. He's in trouble there. He better pass it. That's you got Christmas and Muir running after you. I'd run and hide, I think.
Christmas showing some aggressiveness there. They were just subbing. He went way out. Block shot by number 4, Tommy Bonavita, the Army commit, takes one in the body.
No, that was actually Will Keegan.
Keegan took it down. Christmas in the open field. This is dangerous. Loses his footing.
So Keegan ate a shot at the other end. Keegan, a defensive midfielder for Georgetown Prep.
Tough kid. And they're subbing through the box here.
So you got an interesting matchup. Number 33, Nate Kabiri, being guarded by Austin Cunningham, both teammates on my club team, actually, the MADLAX DC Dogs. We got 13 kids from that team playing in this game today.
Unbelievable.
So, going to be fun to watch.
I see you're wearing the MADLAX DC Dogs hat tonight in honor.
Of course.
It's a special evening for you.
Double team behind the goal.
Well, they're trying to do a little two-man game there. Splain wasn't going to let that happen. So Splain's on. They keep switching. They're not really concerned about their matchups, huh, Matt?
Yeah, you'll see different defenses play picks different ways, but Gonzaga evidently chooses to switch on all picks, and there you have Nate Kabiri with his patented rollback to his right hand, head dip, top corner shot. I think we've seen that before, Cabell, haven't we?
A few hundred times. He did that to his teammate Cunningham there. Unassisted 1v1 goal.
One thing you're going to see from Nate is he's really good at freeing up his hands by rolling back.
Just a really quick change of direction there.
And he also has a ridiculously quick release. I mean, I think he's the best shooter in the 2023 class nationally. So we'll see if he can keep pouring it on that way as he did on that first goal. Brendan Lane with a big win, and you can see Mac Eldridge.
This is what he needs to do right here. He got dropped, and they're going to call it. Muir hit him clean. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that hit. It was right in the chest, but the refs didn't like it. Call it for probably unnecessary.
He just hit him too hard because he's too big and strong. That's one of the things I don't love about the game right now. Like anytime you hit somebody hard, they call a penalty. From where we're standing, I can't tell if it was an illegal hit or not, but he got called for it.
It looked pretty good to me. I watched him.
And they didn't even call it on Muir. They called it on someone else. So they called a slash. The call was not on Muir. It was a slash on someone else.
Who won? That's a mistake. I saw Muir blast him. Well, anyways, here we go. We're first man-up opportunity of the day. If you can, Coach, tell me who number 21 is. He's not on the roster for Prep on that first
Brandon
midfield.
Boyle, senior attackman.
Okay, got it. All right, he's 21. I must have forgotten his jersey. On the official roster, he's 22 now. Sorry for that. Brendan Galvin.
We'll try and get clarity to that. We have a roster discrepancy.
It's probably Galvin then. It's probably 22 Galvin. Sorry. All right, here we go. Gardner, top left, up to McGlynn at the point there, number 8. Back to Gardner. Gardner throws a fake. Christmas on him. To McGlynn.
If he just passes it one more, he has a shot
Loses
on that far side, but he couldn't find him. Hobson was wide open in the top corner for a step down.
Yeah, a little hesitancy there from McGlynn at the point in a new formation there, 3-3. And here is Flannery. No, that's Cask. Jack Cask.
Jack Cask getting the start for Georgetown Prep in goal. Flannery suffered an injury earlier in the season, is my understanding.
Skip pass down to Wise, number 1, the senior. Back out to Taylor. Charlie Taylor at the point now. Over to Gardner. They're still a man up. Not moving the ball quickly enough. Gardner, low to high.
So
off the
Gonzaga,
assist.
It's funny, Cabell. Gonzaga, they were not really set. They were a little bit confused. They weren't in their extra man set, but Johnny Gardner said, I don't care, I'm going to shoot it anyway, and he pulled it near pipe. Great shot, great placement.
I've seen him make about 10 low to high lefties this season, just like that.
Yep, and he pulled that one near side, off stick side, which is a tough one for the goalie to save. Not impossible, but very difficult. Great shot.
So each team has a face-off win. Here's the third one. Looks like Matt controlled that spot, and there's a big collision on the wing there between Eldridge, who tends to play physically, who needs to probably not play physically tonight to save his body. Splain picks it up, and there's a win for Gonzaga on the faceoff.
So going back to our keys to the game, Cabell, that's 2 wins for Gonzaga, 1 for Prep. Ryan Splain's shooting this.
Bang.
Up,
big save
side.
by Cask.
That's not great placement on the shot. Not a great time to shoot. He was at 12 yards, time and room. Just you got to put it in a location other than
tough ride
in his stick.
Good ride. Look at this ride by Gardner on Muir.
And Ryan Taylor, big-time play.
Yeah, Ryan Taylor, the senior attackman. Oh, Gardner.
Excellent save there by Cask.
Cask already has 3.
Leif Hagerup had it on the doorstep, left-handed. He's a right-handed player. Was not able to finish that, but great save by Cask.
And this is Ryan Taylor again here, 30. Ryan Taylor drives on 19.
Graham Lesher.
Yeah, that's Graham Lesher. It looks like he's wearing 19. Yep, here's Graham Lesher. Sophomore. Over to Dabbs. Back down to Taylor. Taylor gets a pick from Dabbs. Sweeps across. James Timmons.
So you got the second midfield in here for Gonzaga right now.
A lot of pick downs on the wings. I call that a razor. These guys are doing it both sides constantly.
You got Jack Slater, number 45, in after an injury earlier in the season.
Something just happened to the D-Midi there. Did he break
Cask is making saves left and right.
He's already got 4. He's going to get fouled here. That's going to be a foul.
Carson Whittier broke his stick, ran out, and
is that why
Georgetown Prep was no worse for the wear. They didn't give up a goal in his absence.
And now they're going man up.
And just so that people at home who maybe don't understand, when you do break your stick, you have to run out of the game. You cannot stay in like hockey and just play without a stick. You have to drop your stick on the ground and leave right away.
So Cask is playing. He got scored on that first one, but since then he's made 4 saves already. Now earned his team a man up.
Not only 4 saves, Cowell, but 4 saves right on the doorstep.
Yeah,
those
incredible.
Are impressive saves.
1-1, 6 minutes ago. Here at Cooper Field at Georgetown University. A special.
You got Max Christmas playing extra man with a long stick.
You don't see that very often in high school. Do you even do that on your club team for him?
No. I think he's going to be asking me now.
Oh, here we go. Back to Burns.
Look, I think it's a good idea. If he's one of your better offensive players,
he's going to shoot it right here.
There you go.
He buried it, and that's why they put him on the man up. Christmas from Burns, 2-1 Prep.
That's good creativity by the Georgetown Prep coaching staff, using what they got. They have an injury to Larry Hornig, put Mac Christmas in there, and he rewards them by scoring a goal.
Unbelievable energy just erupted. Now the Prep student body is loud. You can hear them. Gonzaga students are here as well. They'll get their chance to cheer. Here we go, another face-off. Lane against Eldridge, and Eldridge wins on the solid play by Mac Christmas. Gets a goal and a great pickup off the scoop wing from Mac. Here's Owen Hornig. Up to Arata. Arata's been a consistent, stable player for Prep this year at the first midfield line. Talk about Arata's game, Coach.
Yeah, Arata, he's drawn the long stick now with Larry Hornig out. He's getting the pole matchup. And Arata is a slasher. He's a very good athlete, tough, fast, not the biggest kid in the world, but he can definitely score in a lot of different ways. His best attributes, in my opinion, are coming from behind the goal, former attackman who can dodge from behind very well. Rafe Bradshaw with the dodge.
Yep, down passes to Hornig, and he sets a pick on Rienzo. Nice play by Bonavita. Bonavita just jumped that pick the way you're supposed to, and he just blew it up. Monahan out of cage. A little dangerous situation here. Kabiri picks up a tough ground ball in traffic. Goal was open for a moment, and they smartly take care of it. Brendan Galvin.
Gonzaga did a great job. They doubled the ball. They got the ball on the ground. And then you saw number 11, Matthew Rienzo, come in and get a check. They kept it on the ground, but they weren't able to pick it up. Declan Monahan had it in his cross, but was unable to secure it. And that's the kind of thing that
another save by Monahan
comes back to bite you, as I was just going to say. You don't clear the ball in those situations. It wasn't Declan's fault. He had 3 guys on him, but you just really want to capture those ground balls, clear them to the other end so you're playing offense, not defense.
So we had a shot by Hornig there, just ricocheted right into Kabiri's stick, and Kabiri buries it. 3-1 Prep.
So you got Nate Kabiri with 2 goals. And
I'm keeping stats here.
Mac Christmas with 1.
Yeah.
Those are 2 pretty common names we would expect to call a bunch today.
Yep, here's Mac Eldridge going against new faceoff guy Jack Schreier for Gonzaga, number 21. And Mac Eldridge wins comfortably, goes back, and now they quickly clear it up to Hornig. Splain on him. Rose, is that Rose? Who's on the ball there? No, that's Rienzo on Burns. And then Cunningham on Kabiri. This is their initial matchups. This is what they're going to go with. And then if you get turned around, it's okay.
Yeah, they're not as concerned with the actual matchups as they are just making sure they have slides and switches. And
second line for
that's
Connor
Remington.
Connor Remington out there with Nick Behrens. Nick Behrens is a big midi. And the third guy on that line is number 10, Kieran McCleary. He's been playing a lot this year, the sophomore.
Connor Remington, the son of Chris Remington.
Delay here. What's the delay?
Georgetown legend.
Oh, yeah.
An attackman. Great friend of many of us.
All-American right here on this field.
And Connor Remington just drew a penalty on a pick.
And I think Matthew Rienzo tried to take him down, and then
his stick looks like it got caught up on the Dodger. And it created a cross check on the picker.
Yeah, cross check call on Gonzaga. So Prep gets a goal and a man-up face-off off the goal by, was that Kabiri?
I missed it. I don't know.
Yeah, that was Kabiri again.
I think it was Burns. It was Burns.
Oh, yeah, that was Barbecue. Yeah,
because he came off the pick.
0, no assist off the pick by Remington. Nice pick by Remington. Now it's 4-1 Prep. Eldridge out the face-off.
So now it's a man-down face-off for Gonzaga. Prep has an extra man. This is a critical face-off.
Lane against Eldridge here. Eldridge is just dominating that. I've never seen anyone flip it forward like that on a pinch and pop that far.
So now Gonzaga's going to have to play man-down now.
Yeah. 3:13 to go here, 4-1. Prep on a 1-minute cross-check power play. They bring out Bradshaw over to Arata. Down to Kabiri, carries up. Back to Arata. Arata over to Bradshaw. Down to who is that, 6? That's McNally.
Seamus McNally. He's left-handed, playing that low lefty wing.
He must be a man-up specialist. They have him in there. See that sometimes at the collegiate level. Young man goes in there and produces points as on a man-up only. Bounce pass. It's a hard turf that they're redoing this summer, and that might be why. Oh, gosh, what a catch. Shot by Owen Hornig off his incredible catch. Rienzo bouncing around like it's on cement. Saved by Kabiri. That ball is still in play. That was saved. Picked up by Grady Corcoran, number 13, and Splain finally gains control of it. Not sure if the shot clock was going yet. They got plenty of time in the clearing. It's this lane. This is when he likes to go to goal, and Prep knows it, and they triple team him and slow him down.
That's good transition defense by Georgetown Prep. Really well done closing down on lane there. He is fast. Him and Splain predominantly will take the ball to the rack in transition.
Looks like Graham Lesher's back there with Isaiah Rose, and that was Luke Crow who made that stop, number 88. Sam Muir out there as well.
So, Cabell, let's take a look back at some of those early possessions Gonzaga had, and they didn't score when they maybe should have. You know, now we're looking at a 4-1 game. Had one or two of those gone in, we might be feeling a little different right now.
Totally.
But if they can get one here at the end of the quarter and not give up another goal, they might be able to, close this gap to 2 goals.
Nice rollback and shot just wide by number 9, Charlie Taylor.
It was a right-handed shot by a predominantly lefty player. Pretty impressed with the velocity he was able to get on that one.
Ryan Taylor here dodging versus shorter. Up to McGlynn. McGlynn drawing the pole. Number 1, Carson.
Shot clock is going to expire.
Expire shot clock, 80-second shot clock. There's only 58 seconds left here, so no shot clock here for the last possession. If Prep elects to hold it, they can. Big throw by Kask, and he puts it right on the dot to Whittier. Wow. That looked like a high-risk throw from our angle. We have a great angle. We're on the top of the press box here, about 120 feet up in the sky, and that was an impressive throw. And a backside cut here to Bradshaw, who buries it off Burns. Burns with incredible feed and awareness.
That was a great job by Rafe Bradshaw to catch that and collect it and shoot it and put it on net. Not an easy play, running full speed. Great look. I don't know why he was so open, Cabell. Do you have any idea?
It was a sub delay, and then he just cut through and nobody picked him up. They had 6 guys back. Gonzaga did. It just like looks like Prep was still sub. He just made a.
Gonzaga was chasing their guys around on the perimeter a little bit and probably weren't taking care of home base as much as they should have been.
34 seconds to go, 5-1. Eldridge pinch and pop forward. Man, he's been dominant. They could hold for 1 here. 29 seconds. I have Mac as 6. Oh, sorry, 5-2 is a face-off score for Eldridge for Prep's advantage. Down to Ornick, 10 seconds. He's going to probably go to the rack. Oh, backdoor by Burns. What a save by Monahan. Burns just backdoored Gonzaga. Gonzaga chucks it down to Gardner, who gets a lift check, picked up by 30, Ryan Taylor. And that will do it. That's a high-scoring first half, and that is dangerous for Gonzaga, Matt.
Yeah, that is not what they wanted. A first quarter where now they're staring down the barrel of a 5-1 deficit. Given the injuries on offense, it's tough for them to score goals at the moment. So, they need their defense to hold Prep to under 10 goals the entire game. And at this pace, they're going to have 10 at halftime. So they got to figure it out.
Well, the whole mode, it seems, for Gonzaga, I know you know this team well, is they're trying to figure out how they're going to score goals since James Matten, their captain and quarterback of the offense, went down for the season with the collarbone. And it looks like they're still going to need a game or two to figure that out. It's not a good team to try to figure things out. Georgetown Prep is a top team, probably the favorite in the IEC this year. But first half scoring, Kabiri has 2. Barbecue has 3 points on 1 and 2 to lead Georgetown Prep. But Matt Christmas had that exciting extra man offense pole goal that you don't see very often.
Yep, and I'm going to look to see some offensive creativity from Gonzaga to try and figure something out here. What are they able to do that maybe is a little different that can jog things up for them and try and get them some scoring opportunities.
It's going to be hard with Mac Eldridge winning 6 and losing 2, and then the goalie play is dead even. Both goalies have 4, but if you're the Gonzaga coach, who are you going to rely on to start the offense? Who beats their guy?
It's a great question. I mean, I think they're running a pretty they're regulated with their picks. They're running a lot of picks on the perimeter in multiple spots, and so do they go to an invert a little bit, Cabell, or do they run something with a little more of a motion offense to create some space for each other?
Do they have an invert offense? I haven't seen them play that
They
this year yet.
have not inverted much, but certainly something you can put in or do on the fly, I would think. But we'll see.
I'm a big fan of the invert and also a big fan of picks, which they do a lot of, but I haven't seen many middies go behind the goal. I think that Taylor could do it. I think probably a couple of middies could do it for Gonzaga, but they got to get the ball here, which is a problem. Mac Eldridge, who's playing at 75% with a bad ankle, looks like he's more like 98% to me. Just throwing the ball where he wants on the wings. Even with Splain locked on Christmas, they still get a comfortable face-off.
And just so that the viewers at home understand, Mac Eldridge is the number 1 rated face-off guy in the country for the 2022 class.
Right.
So he's
going to UVA.
He's going to Virginia, and he's the number 1 face-off guy in the country. So 2 tough assignments for Gonzaga back-to-back. Jack Weller, the best face-off guy in the junior class last game, and then now Mac Eldridge, the best face-off guy in the senior class.
Nice play by Wilt Keegan there. Gets a tough ground ball for the Hoyas, and they come out, give the ball to Kieran McCleary. Kieran McCleary through X, backside to Barbecue. Can't handle it. He'll scoop it up. Goes down to 26. Nick Behrens. Back to Hornig.
Georgetown Prep taking their time. They're under 20 seconds in the shot clock now, which
throw it out of bounds. Remington couldn't maybe get a little lights in the eyes. They were flipping guys around there. Prep was. I kind of liked what they were doing.
Gonzaga, if they could move the ball quickly, they would have had transition, but they weren't able to get it out.
Just going to run it out here with Hager up, the North Carolina defensive short six specialist.
He needs to go to the goal because they need to generate shots in this transition setting.
The early offense, right?
Early offense, yeah. They can't wait till Prep is set up in their quick slide defense and whatever else.
This is a good matchup here for Gardner.
It is. Goes
to his right hand. Big save by Kask. Kask overthrows it, but that's a safe overthrow. Cunningham took a risky play there, but get caught back up. Cunningham showing some speed there. Kask with 5 saves.
Defensively, you don't like people sliding up the field like that and leaving people open behind you, but he was able to cover up for it.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. And here's Galvin, Brendan Galvin. Pop it on first line. The senior. Over to Arata. To Bradshaw. Bradshaw's got a short stick. He's got an easy save there by Monahan. These goalies are just right back and forth on each other, making a ton of saves. Over to Rienzo on the side. He's got Dabbs in front of him. He's going to try to run it out against Barbecue. This is a little risky here. Gets a little flip to Dabbs. No, sorry, that's Charlie Taylor. My fault. Charlie Taylor.
Running for his life. Matt Christmas chasing after him. Christmas is active. McGlynn. He's aggressive.
Look, he just leaves and goes to the next guy. He's feeling it tonight. McGlynn down to, and now Gonzaga's going to sub. Back up to Charlie Taylor, the junior. Charlie's someone they could invert if they ever wanted to do that.
Absolutely.
Here's Cody Hobson. He's more of an up-top guy. They're polling Hobson with Christmas. Here's Gardner coming off a pick. He's got the short. See what he does here. This is where he likes to score. He'll finish this. I've seen him do that about 4 times this year. They call a late hit.
And a flag.
A little bit of momentum.
From behind. Yeah, that was a big play. I mean, that's what you need. You need guys who are going to just go, work hard to get their shots. Don't settle for a 15-yard flub shot. Really take it through the heart of the defense and increase your shooting angle and really enhance your accuracy that way.
I love how he comes off the pick on the side, gets a short, and then realizes it and goes right to the rack. Great spacing in that offense there.
That's the strategy for those picks. That's what you want. That's best case scenario. You get to switch to a short stick, and then you can take advantage of that matchup without a big, hairy defenseman on you.
Yeah, or he didn't get a slide. He ran right through a kind of a soft slide there, with Jason Hedge. I don't know what they're talking about. There was a foul in the play, and the referee is saying they're not going to call it because he was in the crease, and then the foul occurred?
No, what they're saying is that he was pushed, they called a flag, and he landed in the goal mouth, which is the smaller circle inside the crease.
So they're disallowing the goal,
they're
too.
Disallowing the goal because he landed in the goal mouth, even though he was pushed illegally. That's a rule change over the last couple of years that's a little bit new and nuanced.
That's a tough break for Gonzaga. At least they'll get the man up, but he scored so far out and then just kept running. And I don't
got smashed in the back.
I don't remember if he might have gotten pushed in, right? So that's a tough break.
Especially when goals are hard to generate.
Man. All right, here we go. Man up over to Hobson, down to Wise. Wise over to Gardner, looking like a two. Oh, nice look inside. He had to dodge a man up, though. Just want to see a catch shoot there by McGlynn.
I mean, that's right in front of the goal. They have to make those if they intend to cut this margin or win. I mean,
that was a great set, by the way.
That's 4 or so, shots on the doorstep they haven't made.
That formation was like a 2-4. It was really weird, and Prep had no idea how to guard it, and he was standing wide open. McGlynn on the doorstep. Another delay here. Is that a shot clock reset delay issue? They're trying to get it back to 60, I think. There they go. They're figuring it out. It's back at 48 now. But that shot didn't hit the goalie, so it shouldn't be a reset.
Got a good crowd here for a Monday night.
Huge crowd.
It's awesome. This gorgeous new facility here at Georgetown University. New stadium that they built.
Brand new stadium, just opened before the season, right?
That's right. Yeah, it was ready for last year, but with COVID, they didn't get to use it.
Yeah, and they're going to redo the field itself that you're looking at, the turf itself, this in a couple of weeks after the lacrosse season is over for the men and the women here at Georgetown University.
Let's see, Cabell, if they go back to that same play or not.
All right, they're in a 3-3 set here. Hobson over to Gardner at the point. No, they have Gardner up top now, so this is definitely a new play. Hobson way outside. Tried to use the Lesher as a screen. Graham Lesher, outstanding defenseman for the sophomore, on man down. Jumps in front of the shot there as well on Hobson. Easy save for Kask. That's
that is not a shot that you want to feature on extra man.
Didn't bounce it or
13 yards. The goalie sees it all the way.
Look at Kask, and he's just dialed in tonight. Nice wrap by Gardner.
Why is Gardner back on defense? He's an attackman.
They should flip him to midi.
I guess with extra man, he just got stuck back there. Great check by Johnny Gardner on an attackman, no less.
Ian McGlynn trots it over, and they're still man up for a few more seconds, and now it's over. And they need to generate offense here. Ryan Taylor with the ball there, number 30, over to Gardner. Gardner's got a short, and they're subbing, and I don't know if Prep realizes or even cares. But they need to get the ball back to Gardner. They should throw it back to him and give him space to score again. And they do. Great under move. Easy save by Kask.
So what you're seeing with Gonzaga is you're seeing shots that the goalie is seeing the whole way. They're dodging or shooting from one position rather than moving the ball off a feed, so the goalie has to change sides of the field or look from behind the goal to up top. They need more team play so that they can keep the goalie guessing a little bit. Those shots, while they'll go in from time to time when you're just dodging for your own shot, they really need to move the ball and allow the goalie to not see the ball so easily.
Right. So, like, as a defender, the ball is fed from behind. Take advantage of the fact that you can feed from behind. The goalie has to flip around. The defensemen's heads have to flip around. And they're not getting any of that feed from X. Whoa, Kabiri just makes it look kind of easy over there versus, was that Austin?
Yeah, unfortunately, Austin, he should be taking away the top side, and he threw a check to the left hand, which, Nate is not going to go behind the goal and score. He's going to score from above the goal. So he should be keeping his stick upfield to not allow that rollback and, not allow him to have such an easy opportunity to score. You really just got to, one of the things you teach defensemen is keep your stick upfield at all times. So we got a 6-1 ball game, and Gonzaga's in quite a hole here.
It was just 5-2, and they took a goal off the board. If you're just joining us, that's kind of a heartbreaker for Gonzaga to get that goal turned away and no goal on the man up. Bradshaw brings it in. Heavy pressure here from Grady Corcoran. And forces a turnover. Nice play by Corcoran. Grady Corcoran, the senior. Do you know where he's headed next year to school?
He's uncommitted. He's a very smart young man. My understanding is he has some awesome opportunities, non-lacrosse related. So,
and Gonzaga throws it away over the head of James Timmons by Brian Splain. Tough break again for Gonzaga. Just not in sync here.
Yeah, they just threw the ball away for no reason.
Luke Crow, 88.
Those types of mistakes are hard to overcome, again, when you can't win face-offs.
Yep. Calvin, Arata, Bradshaw out in the first midfield line again. D-middies are Bonavita. That's Bonavita on the ball going to Army. Outstanding short stick defenseman. And Splain here, the Rutgers commit, one of the best in the business. We mentioned this before the game. He does give up a rollback there to Hornig, getting a little aggressive.
Again, same thing. He was trying to overplay him behind the goal, which gave him his strong hand to his left. Yeah. It's a fundamental action to not overplay behind the goal. Now you got Burns going against Rienzo, two teammates in the club circuit.
Yeah, they've played against each other in MADLAX practices for years. Rienzo doing a nice job on him. Good hold here. Look, backside double by Austin Cunningham.
That was very fundamental, good one-on-one defense. Burns, an excellent attackman, headed into Princeton.
It's
He's going to give it another go.
He's going to get that stick above him. He does. Great help there by
good double
by Leaf Hager.
Good save by
back to Hager.
Hager's
got a fast break.
Can they take advantage of it? They're not set up in a fast break. Doesn't seem like.
No, they were doing a flat break there. That was okay. That was okay.
Or a lefty break even. I think they may have two lefties in.
That's how you run it when there's two lefties out there. There was fine. It was the right read. It was just a tough shot. A little too far. Oh, man. Barbecue on the skip was that from 7 or from 22? I think that Galvin got the assist on that, but it might have been Hornig.
So you've got, here's execution 101. So at this end, you have a fast break that, it was a lefty break or a flat break, but still not executed properly. They didn't hit the point man. They didn't get a good shot. They got an average shot. And then down at this end, perfectly executed tic-tac-toe for an easy shot.
Who fed that? Was that 7 or was that 22?
I didn't see.
Okay, we'll look at the video on that. But regardless, it was a great shot by Burns, Barbecue Burns. Push on the wing there. Picked up by Gonzaga. Another little break opportunity here. Dish down to Gardner. He'll bury that. Whoa. Now he's thinking too much. He probably should have shot that instead of shooting through pressure. Incredible save by Kask. 8 saves already for Kask. I mean, this is a very... Man, Splain is not paying attention off ball there. Owen just cut across on a normal slow break. Owen just cut across and got fed. Was that Barbecue?
I don't know if Splain's hurt or what happened, but he looks like he's not moving that well. That was a great cut across. Look, they moved it down to the wing, and he cut across, and the defenseman wasn't paying attention, and he drained it. Great job. Great play by Owen Hornig, the sophomore, who I think is going to be one of the top sophomore attackmen in the country.
Yeah, that was a great off-ball cut. Just an old traditional slow break cut there, and he buried it. He buried it. Nice play. Splain little ball watching there. Might be a little frustrated that they're down so much, but he's a senior and he knows better than that. I think he's better at LSM. He's absolutely dominant at LSM. They're using him at close almost exclusively tonight.
Yep. Yeah, and I think when you're in a game like this in a big crowd at night at a college, there's some pressure on you and friends, family, people razzing in the stands and whatnot. So Gonzaga just needs to bear down. They need to win some effort battles, one-on-one ground balls. They need to win a face-off or two. They need to play fundamental team defense. They need to stop the bleeding a little bit and try and get back to the basics on the defensive end. Guarding your man, keeping your stick upfield. That's 3 goals we've seen where it's kind of not really that fundamental play. So hopefully they can get back to the basics and make some effort plays that will help them kind of turn the tide a little bit.
It's tough to see as a defensive coach that you are, I'm sure, especially, they've been great all season defensively, Gonzaga. But it makes it harder when you've lost 9 out of 11 faceoffs, and then the prep goalie's got 8 saves.
Yeah, that's one of the best defenses is when you have a good faceoff guy, because you play offense instead of having to even play defense.
Yep.
So when I was coaching here at Georgetown, some of the best teams we had were when we had Andy Corno, who was the best faceoff guy in the country for a couple years, because we just had the ball more, and therefore we're playing less defense. And then everybody thinks you're a great defensive coach because your goals against average is low, but that really had nothing to do with it.
Don't tell them the secret.
It's funny.
Here's Ryan Welgos, outstanding sophomore, up to Sam Muir. All these guys can just handle the stick. Sam Muir headed to the Naval Academy. Timeout prep to keep possession there in a little bit of a troubled situation.
That was a good call by head coach Scott Urich, Georgetown Prep. His defenseman was in a little bit of trouble, although I think they secured it, but he wanted to use that timeout. No harm in it. 3 minutes to go. You can't take the timeouts with you to the second half, so you might as well use it and possess the ball.
Sam Muir headed to Navy, ran the ball down there after a pass from Ryan Welgos. Sam Muir's a great story. He earned a starting job last year and has become one of the best defenders in the area. He's 6'5". He might be even taller than 6'5".
Yeah, he's a great example of a player who, not a late bloomer necessarily, but a normal bloomer. He, as a sophomore, he was on the team and didn't play much, and that was a COVID year anyway. That was canceled. But then last year, really had a breakout year, dedicated himself in the weight room. Supposedly, I think he sleeps in the weight room and does everything in the weight room based on what I see out here. He's pretty jacked, but really a great story. A kid who just worked his butt off, and it's paying off. Not only is he starting and playing really well, but he's going to the U.S. Naval Academy.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
If you want to follow a blueprint, just follow that. Work real hard in the weight room, and good things will happen.
For sure. Outstanding family. Looks like he's been out there with Isaiah Rose. Talk about Isaiah Rose, Coach.
Yeah, Isaiah is one of my favorite players I've coached. Plays for our club team, MADLAX DC Dogs, and he's just a phenomenal athlete, great feet, and really good cover player.
Yeah,
he's going to Army as well with Austin Cunningham from Gonzaga.
Here's Bradshaw on Bonavita. Kicks it to X to Burns. Burns backside to Kabiri. Cunningham on him. Up to Galvin. Galvin, short stick. Back to X again.
There's that pick for the ball. Now they got a short stick on Owen Hornig, number 7.
Let's see if they spread.
Owen's a lefty, so he's going to probably go to his left hand. There we go.
Tommy Bonavita on him. Excellent short stick, but Owen is extremely quick. Oh, my gosh. He hooked him there. Got a hold call. Flag is down. And Owen picks it up, gives it to Barbecue. Barbecue coming around uncontested. Lefty goes inside, dumps it. Bang! Brendan Galvin, 22 off the feed from Colin Barbecue Burns. It is 9-1 with 2 minutes to go.
That's too bad because the ball was right at Austin Cunningham's feet, and he was unable to secure it, which allowed them to extend the play.
Off a loose ball.
All you need to do is actually even just kick it out of bounds. I think it was like 5 yards from the end line. You might have gotten it there if he had kicked it hard.
I wonder if this score is obviously shocking. So what I'm wondering is Matten that much of a lead? There must be some off the field leadership loss here, because on the field and offense and just in general, Gonzaga's taking a drop here that's probably surprising you and everybody.
Yes and no. I mean, they've had a hard time generating goals since Matten was out of the lineup, and they haven't found any offensive continuity, and it's happened in 2 games against elite faceoff guys. So, I think if Mac Eldridge had not played in this game, you'd see a different result right now. Not saying that Gonzaga would be winning.
Offsides prep. Hold on 1 second. Bonavita picks it up. Little transition situation down to Taylor. Goal.
So they took advantage of it. Good for them. You know, those are the kind of things you need to do. Get one after another. Just get a couple in a row and start to build that momentum. That's a good play. Good quick whistle by Bonavita throwing that pass. And good finish by Taylor.
The offsides was the call there, and Bonavita picks it up and throws it down to Taylor. Nice finish.
Taylor finishing with his right hand, even though he's a lefty.
9-2 with 1:28 to play in the second quarter. Eldridge against Lane again. On the wing for Gonzaga is Ian McGlynn and Ryan Splain. Pivot by Mac Eldridge, and he exits forward, gets a little break. Kabiri, tough to handle. Great save there by Barbecue. He just tippy-toes and keeps it in. Nice.
That was an incredible save by Burns.
Yeah, what an athletic play. Here's Will Keegan. Back to Burns across the field. Rienzo on him. Remington out. Remington's dad, an All-American here at Georgetown. Outstanding player here, legendary player on this field. Must be a special moment for that young man to play on this field. Probably hasn't played on this field ever before. Backside over to Burns, up to Remington.
Good ball movement by Georgetown Prep.
Remington splits, rolls back. That was quick. I was pulling for him to score there. You're not supposed to do that as an announcer, but that would have been a nice moment there. Remington chasing down number 8, Ian McGlynn. McGlynn wants to make a play here, gives us Splain. This is probably going to.
That was a great play by Ian McGlynn to draw the extra man and to pass it to Splain.
We got a timeout. We got a timeout here with Gonzaga. 19 seconds ago, 9-2. Nice play by McGlynn. Nice rip by Splain. And Splain's limping, Coach. Look at him. He is either frustrated or hurt or both.
Yeah, probably a little both. I mean, he plays every minute of every game, so his body's got to be just.
Yeah, I'm seeing him. he looks like an old man right now. He's holding his back, bending over. I mean, he's tough as nails. Coached him a little bit on the Nike.
He's fantastic. He's a fantastic player, but he's out there playing, what is it, 48 minutes? He's playing 48 and a half minutes of a 48-minute game every game.
Unbelievable. That's probably why he was unable to stick on that last cut across the field. He didn't want to run. But he's one of the top LSNs in the country. Rutgers are getting a special player. I coached him a little bit on the Nike Nationals team that won the championship last year at the 22 level. He was dominant at that tournament. So 23 seconds here, 9-2. Gonzaga coming out in one of the first. This is their third man up of the half. See if they can get it by Cass. Cass has 8 saves in the first half. Unbelievable performance.
He is playing very well. Very, very well. I think Gonzaga needs to mix up their shots a little bit, make it tougher on them, make them make some really hard saves, but
Hobson back
can't take anything away from him.
McGlynn.
Great.
Oh no, this
they're
is
in
even.
Zone.
This is even. I thought they were.
That's because Georgetown Prep came out of the timeout in his zone.
I thought they were man up, so I apologize for that.
Very good coaching adjustment by little Charlie Hornig, the Georgetown Prep defensive coordinator.
Is he coaching the D? I didn't know that. It's cool. And that's going to end the half there, 9-2.
Scott Urich, the head coach of Georgetown Prep. Charlie Hornig, one of the assistants.
Yeah, Scott Urich was your teammate here at Georgetown.
Teammate and longtime friend. And, you've got 2 excellent coaches here at the helm of each program. Gonzaga needing to figure it out, though, at halftime here, Cabell.
Yeah, Jeff King and his staff are convening right there at the restraining line. Man, they have a big staff. 8 coaches on the staff here tonight. I don't know if they're ever going to wear these special purple chrome helmets again. They're wearing these amazing purple chrome helmets that were donated by some anonymous.
The boosters, right?
Alum or boosters possibly, and they're not working out so far. They are SDX. They're nice. They're fancy, but
they're their bicentennial celebration. Gonzaga just celebrated their 200th year, so I think that's the purpose and that's what they're commemorating. But
is this officially the Jesuit Classic?
No.
There used to be a tournament.
The Jesuit Classic tournament. It used to be run 10 years or so ago. I think it slowed down a little bit and is taking a little hiatus, but. My understanding is that it was a grouping of Jesuit high schools that would travel to a different state hosted by one of those Jesuit schools. So whether it was Washington, D.C. or Des Moines in St. Louis or somewhere else.
Did you participate in that?
No, I didn't personally, but it's a nice tradition, and this is kind of an inkling of that, which is great.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break here and rejoin you in about right before we start the start of the second half. It's 9-2. Georgetown Prep leads Gonzaga. We'll see you back for the second half in a minute. Okay, we are back here, just about to start the third quarter. Thanks for joining us here at the DMV Lacrosse Game of the Week. You can check out all the teams ranked in the top 20 on DMVLacrosse.com. We have Cabo Maddox here and Matt Rienzo calling the game. Automatic Sports is on the video, and Reese Belcher is down on the field, who will be producing some post-game edits that are sure to impress. Make sure you check those out on the MADLAX Instagram handle. Reese is one of the best and always makes these games exciting.
Is he going to do any highlight films of the announcers? Can we get some of those going?
I hope he's got an aerial shot. I mean, we're halfway to the moon up here. We're 120 feet on top of the stadium. Brand new, beautiful stadium here at Cooper Field at Georgetown University. This place is coming together. They've had construction here since I was born.
For 25 years. No, it looks beautiful. The stadium is framed by business school on one side, dorms on the other, and just a beautiful venue. This program is one that obviously I care a lot about, but
let's
it's
talk about
definitely on the rise. They're ranked number 2 in the country right now.
Let's talk about the men's program right now. We were gonna get Alex Trippy, DMV legend, to come, but NCAA compliance office thought otherwise. We were going to get the Georgetown coaches. Same reason we were unable to speak with them, because this is a high school event. It's regarded as a recruiting event, so they can't do that. But let's talk about the men's team. They are impressive this year.
Well, I mean, with Virginia losing this past weekend to Richmond, Georgetown got the number 2 spot behind Maryland. They've been awesome all year, with the exception of one blip against a very good Princeton team. They lost that by a few goals. But Princeton's in the top 5 too. So, but they have big wins against a lot of good teams. They just beat Denver by a bunch.
Smashed
Big East
Denver
title this past weekend, and so I think Georgetown's poised to make a run. I mean, they have a very good faceoff guy. They have a very good goalie, Owen McElroy, the best faceoff guy in the country. I mean, the best goalie in the country. They have an exceptional defense. 2 first-team All-Americans on defense. Yeah. First-team All-American at the midfield in Graham Bundy, and they just have talent everywhere. Yeah. So hopefully they can put it together. And it would be great for the DMV if we could see Maryland and Georgetown in the finals. Yeah. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and Virginia. I mean, I know Virginia, I consider that
a little far outside the DMV, but they are. Yeah. They're part of this community without a doubt.
Here we go, third quarter start. Mac Eldridge has been dominant, 9-2, and continues his winning ways. Scoops up his own ground ball, and I see him limp over on the side. He's still not 100%. Gives it to Owen Hornig, who runs down. Is that a short stick on him?
Yeah, because they had Tommy Bonavito was down during the face-off.
So they're doing a double pull on the wings of the face-off. Maybe.
Yeah, the problem with the double pull is if they win it so quickly and pick it up, the second pull doesn't really help that much.
They've switched back now. Splain's back on Hornig. Backside cut by Rienzo. Just jumped in front and took that shot right in the chest. Good thing he's wearing the new EKG shoulder pads.
He is indeed. I forced him to wear those last summer, and
you have to wear
the best protection you can have.
Oh, nice takeaway by Cunningham on
those chest injuries. That's great.
Kabiri backside to Burns. Rienzo on him. Yeah, all these guys are wearing those new EKG shoulder pads.
It's mandatory now.
Yep.
As it should be. It's great.
They're thick and they protect your heart and keep the game a little safer. These balls are going. Oh, man, there's Colin Burns leaning on Rienzo and puts it down low on Monahan.
And there you go. He got his hands free. His stick was behind him, not in front. Stick needs to be in front to get on his hands and not allow him to get that shot freely.
I say, oh, man, what I was hoping for was a closer game, but Georgetown Prep is just on point. You always want a closer game as an announcer and to build the excitement. Not that this crowd here that's pushing 1,000 probably is needing any more electricity, but Burns just dominant there. Oh, quick win.
A different face-off guy. You had Carson Whittier facing off for Georgetown Prep. I'm not sure why.
No, I think that I saw Eldridge limping on the sideline. I'm looking at him right now. He looks okay.
They may just be giving him a break now that they're up by so much. They don't need to risk him getting re-injured.
Totally.
Up by 8 goals, and that's a smart coaching decision, actually, if that's the case.
Ryan Taylor on the rip hits his own man there on the shot. Here's Gardner. He doesn't know he's about to be doubled by Matt Christmas. Gonzaga still has players out on the field. Ciccatello. Is that how you say that?
Ciccatello, yes.
Ciccatello or Ciccatello?
Gaetano Ciccatello.
He just was out there getting a good run as a freshman.
Very good freshman
Another
player.
save by Cass, the Canadian product.
Yeah, Cask is a boarder at Georgetown Prep from Coquitlam, Canada, British Columbia. Very good player, who's a junior. And with Flannery going down with an injury, he was able to step in and really not miss a beat. Great game today by Cask.
Isaiah Rose just made this attackman coming off here is hurt. Is that Wise? No, that's 5.
It's number 9, Charlie Taylor.
He's hurt. Something happened to Charlie on that ride there. Goal.
Yeah, Gonzaga's not even sliding. They're getting shots without a second defender coming to them. I think they need to go to a quick slide defense and force Prep to make a few passes.
Kieran McCleary, the sophomore, on the goal. Is that down the alley unassisted?
Down the alley unassisted. The last goal that Burns scored was also unassisted.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a coach, you'd want to go to a quick slide defense, force them to move the ball a few times before they can get those shots. Just running to the goal and getting a shot and a score should not be something that they allow.
Coaches just took Ryan Splain off. He's probably gassed. And Mac Eldridge back in, limping. Cass makes a save on him to give him the win. Cass is having a game.
Yeah, this is just not a whole lot going right for the Eagles right now. You know, every facet of the game is
Graham Lesher clears the ball
to Georgetown Prep. So we'll see if they can get a little bit of momentum here.
There's Sweeney, 12, knocked down by Rienzo and Cunningham, and he gets out. Barbecue burn eludes triple team there from Rienzo, Cunningham, and Sweeney in the crowd. Kieran McCleary just scored the last goal. Splits to his right on Bonavita. McCleary gets to his left. Blast. I had some heat on it. That was a good shot. Nice save by Monahan. See if they have a 5-on-4 here. See if they stick with it. Step down blast. Buried. Tommy Bonavita taking advantage of the numbers there on a 5-on-4. Just hammers one. Unassisted in transition.
That's the name of the game for Gonzaga. If they're going to mount any kind of comeback here, they're going to need to score quickly, score in transition.
That's their best. I mean, I've seen them play a couple games this year against Landon and was it Culver?
Yep, Culver.
They got most of their goals in transition in those two games. I mean, like they're a transition team. They've got to push that.
The difference in those games that you saw and you're referencing was those teams didn't have elite face-off guys.
Yeah.
And so it was a much more balanced time of possession.
Here's Lesher, brings it over, dumps it off to number 1, Carson Whittier, the defensive short stick specialist, face-off backup player. His brother was a graduate here last year, now at the University of Maryland, playing for the Terps.
So now you got Burns against a short stick. Does Gonzaga slide quickly to this?
Is
Hager
Hager up?
Ready to go.
Hager up, right-hand hold. Good D by Hager up on that wrap hold single-handedly up to Galvin. Galvin backside, big save, Monahan. Monahan up to 7 saves unofficially on the day. Let's see if they got a little transition here again. 5-on-5. Do they go? Splain backing him down. Now it's a 6-on-5. Nope. Prep's back. They have 6 back. So Gonzaga elects a substitute. And now they have numbers if McGlynn cuts it. McGlynn didn't realize that he had a little jump on that on Will Keegan there. Could have. Here's Cody Hobson. Nice back check by Crow to save the day.
Crow's a good-looking athlete, only a sophomore. Tall and lean.
He made a nice back check there.
He looks like he's going to be a nice player.
Here's Johnny Gardner. Gets a backside pick. Muir pounding on him. Gardner going through 3.
You see, he's just dodging through 3 guys. That's going to be tough to score that way.
Hobson going
more
through
of the same here.
Now Hobson's going to go through 3.
Threw a flag.
Threw a couple of flags there, so he must have gotten whacked on the head. And is that Welgos or is that Lesher? Who is that? Lesher.
Nice ground ball by Ryan Taylor there.
Oh, and he buries it.
What an individual play by Ryan Taylor.
I mean, that was physical play. Lesher was beating on him, and Ryan Taylor just scoops it up and buries it. Top left. 11-4, 2 in a row. A little bit of life for the Eagles, and they're going to get a man up here on the slash call.
So here's, again, where Mac Eldridge is so critical. So it's a man-down face-off. If they win it, they can kill the penalty. If they lose it, they're playing man down. So very critical face-off here.
Another broken stick. These boys are getting way too strong to be using carbon fiber sticks. Third broken stick of the night. Prep facing off man down. See what can happen here. This is when you just got to lock off Mac and double team Mac Eldridge if he gets the ball with Splain and just put a little pressure on Eldridge. Eldridge can't run away from pressure here. So this is where he's doubled. Good double here. Tripled, actually. Nice play by Gonzaga. And now he's limping. Now Eldridge is limping a little bit.
He's gutting it out. He's a warrior, man. He's out here. He's injured he's playing.
6 on 4. 6 on 4. Gonzaga's got to get a quality shot here. Oh, and Prep's still not back.
Shoot that one.
Feet inside the lane, and he's pushed by Cask. Probably going to be a push, loose ball push.
Oh, that's too bad for Cask. The ball was going out of bounds anyway.
So Gonzaga is man up. They're slow to get Hobson on. Not sure what was happening there. They're still subbing. Here comes lane off for Charlie Taylor. Was Charlie the one that was hurt earlier?
Yeah,
I'm glad to see him back out there.
Yeah, he missed a few games with an injury, so glad to see him back out there.
This is him right here, the lefty, looking across to McGlynn, down to Hobson, back to Wise, to Gardner, inside. A little bit of a force to McGlynn. McGlynn almost handled it. Cass gobbles up the GB over to Lesher. Lesher ahead to Whittier. Gonzaga's just looking, Georgetown Prep just looking smooth in their clearing game.
Their stick work looks sharp.
Yeah, and it's just like they're not making any, turnovers on. Here's another good clearing game. Look at this.
And that's just a bad slide upfield. Not sure what Gonzaga's doing there.
Well, they don't have six. Honest. They don't have 6 back. You can look at. They still only have 4 back. Splain was stuck up at the midfield. I think they're maybe press riding. I didn't see a 10-man that was not a 10-man, but Prep does a nice job of redirecting the ball from the box side to the far side, and then got a 2-on-1. And Christmas is just crafty on the clears. He snuck behind it and got a 3-on-2?
They just didn't have enough guys back. Leaving guys open when you're trying to mount a comeback is not a good strategy, unfortunately.
And now it's 12-4. I believe
Gonzaga stopped the bleeding a little bit.
I believe that was Kabiri on that rip. Could have been Burns.
I know. I saw the Georgetown coaches here. They're excited to see Kabiri play on their home campus, his future home. Dynamic offensive player.
Three Hoya commits, only 1 playing due to injury to Leland and Hornig. Larry Hornig. Too bad. I'm sure they would have loved it. They'll get 4 years of play here. Little razor pick there. Gardner rejects it. Got Muir on him. Sweeping. And I'm not sure what is going on. Gardner should have given that ball up there. He ran into a double team, and there was no one to pass to. Backside throw to Lesher.
Just not a lot of flow offensively.
Good throw by Cask.
The Eagles, but to Georgetown Prep's credit, they're doing a phenomenal job, and Cask is a wall back there.
Gonzaga brings out the freshman LSM.
So Georgetown Prep going to an invert now, where you've got a midfielder with a short stick behind the goal.
And he's good at it. Arata is very good behind the goal. Tommy Arata.
Yep.
Bang. Nice save by Monahan.
And you see what that does offensively. It allows you to have different shooting angles than when you're dodging up top from 20 yards away.
Eight saves by Monahan. He's almost caught up to Kask now. Kask has 9 unofficially. Turnover in the ride game, 2-on-1. This is danger. He'll shoot that. Blocked by Rienzo. Christmas picks it up. Backside check by Cunningham, taken away. Loose ball. Christmas gives a little hockey flip. He was a hockey player. No, he was a basketball player.
That
his
was pretty sick.
Yeah, his brothers were hockey players.
He played hockey too.
Sorry, no, he played hockey. What am I saying?
He played basketball and hockey. He's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, no, he played hockey with.
That was a ridiculous goose there.
Yeah,
almost ended up in a goal.
He played a lot of hockey. Put that right on the stick, and then just a missed shot wide. Here's Galvin, Brendan Galvin, back to Galvin. Hager up on him. Galvin has 1 on the night. Kabiri X to Arata. Arata's got the freshman on him, Chikatilo. Here's Rienzo guarding Hornig. Hornig goes right and sticks it.
Wow, that was a nice move by Hornig to his right hand.
Yeah,
he's a lefty, so was shading him away from his strong hand, but he went to his offhand and stuck it.
Probably not what Rienzo was expecting on the scout. Everyone's going to force him right. And that's 13-4.
But again, no slide at all for the defense. There was no slide.
Splain limps off again. They go with Sweeney on the wing. Nick Sweeney, the sophomore, heading out the wing. They're double polling again with Sweeney and 37, who's not even on the roster.
It's Jared Turner, the basketball coach, Steve Turner's son. He's a late addition to the squad because he had to wait till basketball season was over, and then he had to wait 3 days before he could play. So he just joined the team a few weeks ago after the rosters were printed up, Cavill.
What's his? Let's start with this. What's his year? What year is he?
He's a senior.
Awesome.
And he's playing basketball in college.
Where's he going? Where's he going to play hoops?
That's a great question. I knew you were going to ask me, and I don't know.
Northeastern. We have intel here from a fellow student. He's going to Northeastern to play basketball.
And, he played lacrosse growing up and was not able to play lacrosse last year due to COVID and the condensed seasons. And so coming out for his senior season.
That's good to see. It's pretty rare at Gonzaga to go from basketball to lacrosse. I don't know the last person to do that. I mean, they played basketball, like you just said, till mid-March with all the postseason tournaments they have now there.
Yeah, they had WCACs, then they had city championships, then they had some tournament in Chicago or something.
And then maybe one in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Timmons out there on the second line with 45. Jack Slater getting their first action tonight. Timmons dumps it off to Wise.
Obviously, this area is a basketball hotbed, as we were talking about hoops a second ago, Cabell. Great basketball here in the WCAC, and Georgetown Prep's basketball team's been getting very good, too, under the tutelage of Howard Blue.
Behind the back was that Gardner?
Yeah, that was not what you want.
Yeah,
not a good shot.
Let's delete that one. Slow break here for Prep down to Hornig. Splain back on the field at close. Christmas staying on, which he will. Very offensive-minded LSM headed to Duke. Already has 1 on the day. Here's Owen Hornig. Sophomore lefty, back slap check away from Grady Corcoran. Nice play by Corcoran. And here is Chikatilo up to Bonavita to Splain. They're moving the ball nicely here. This is what they're best at. Taylor over to Hagerup. Sorry, I said Bonavita. It's Hagerup. Hagerup getting a good look. It's a good take for Hagerup. He and Lane should be playing a little bit more offense, in my opinion. Now with Matten out.
Yeah, they're athletes. Hagerup and
he just got a step.
And Lane, I'd probably put them on the first midfield.
I mean, they need
try and generate something,
or at least stay. More than 5 seconds.
They are so valuable in other things, but
Splain stays. Splain's still out there. Why not keep Hagerup and Lane on the field for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then get them off? You have enough depth at the midfield position. 50, is it 5 or 50 seconds? 5 seconds to go here. Inbounds play almost generated. Nice pass inbounds there by Gardner to Wise, and it's 13-4 here at the end of the third. check out the stats here in the DMV Lacrosse Game of the Week. It's really all about Eldridge and Cass. Cass with 9 saves unofficially, and Eldridge winning all but 2 faceoffs on the evening. Barbecue Burns having a heck of a night. He's got 4 points so far to pace the Little Hoyas. He and Kabiri lead the team. Kabiri has 4 goals on the night. So they both have 4 points. 13-4. A lot of stats for the offense at Prep. Prep's 5-3, but 3 losses to top 10 teams in the country, including Brunswick, their most recent loss, who up in Greenwich, Connecticut.
And remember, 2 of their losses were at the beginning of the year, the very first 2 games against St. Mary's.
St. Mary's is top 5 in the country. St. Mary's is unbelievable.
Yep, they're having a great year. I don't know that they've been rewarded with that actual ranking, but they probably should.
They're ranked up there. I don't know exactly. I didn't look at it today.
So Georgetown Prep had 2 tough games to start out the season, and I think they've been clawing back. They changed their offense around today. They've been running a three midfield high wing offense most of the year, and now they're running a more motion-oriented, fluid offense.
They showed us some invert.
Yeah, and so, good job by the Georgetown Prep coaches to adjust things to kind of maximize. This is the best offensive performance I think they've had all year, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions.
Well, Gonzaga's fans are trying to get their boys hyped up. They just took their shirts off. It's about 45 degrees out here.
Too cold for shirts off out here, Cal. Too cold.
And they're going back and forth chanting 2 all-boys Jesuit schools here in the DMV. Powerhouse athletic programs, great academic schools, but the rivalry is healthy, and Gonzaga fans, the student body, is doing everything they can to try to get their team fired up, down 9 to start the 4th quarter.
It's a great tradition to play this game here at Georgetown University, and one that hopefully they'll be able to continue for years to come. They did play here like 4 years ago. I don't know if you were here pre-COVID. Yep. They had a great game here.
These 2 guys play each other?
Yep.
I came to a game here when Gonzaga played Landon. It was packed here about 5 or 6 years ago. That was another phenomenal game. Yeah, this I'm sure with the new field next year, the new stadium, I bet you Georgetown hosts a lot of high school games. And maybe Audi Field will start allowing it, although that's not quite as easy a venue to get onto. They hosted a college game this year in Virginia and Maryland and Duke and Towson. I'd like to see them host some high school games over there. That'd be pretty cool for the DMV area. But Cooper Field here is going to be fantastic. We got is that Splain on ball? No, it's
Leif Hagerup.
Hagerup back on Burns. Burns opts to move the ball, and he'll say, I want to go again. I got a short stick. I got to be able to bury this, makes him fall, and now he's hurt.
Oh, no. You don't like to see that. Hopefully he's okay.
Hagerup holding his arm like it's either he's got a stinger.
Dislocated or something.
Or it's got a major stinger or it's broken. Hopefully he's okay. Not just a stinger, but, man, he's in major pain.
He's a tough kid. He was out most of the beginning of the year with a back problem, and now to see him hurt his shoulder, that's not good.
He slipped, I think, a little bit and landed funny. 11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Michael Michaelis out for Gonzaga, getting his first action of the game. On the ball here on Hornig. Tommy Bonavita helps out Michaelis. Michaelis back on Galvin. Up to Bradshaw. Bradshaw picked up by Pels. Ryan Pels, outstanding short stick defensive midi, getting his first run of the evening after the injury to Hagerup. Good defense there by Cunningham on Kabiri. Let's see if he can guard him. Here's Splain out on Burns. Up to Arata, over to Bradshaw on the backside here, dodging versus Ryan Pels.
Georgetown Prep happy to just let the clock wind down, get it under 30 seconds, and then they'll start to attack the goal now. With 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, 30 seconds on the shot clock.
And now they do have about 25 seconds on the shot clock. Cunningham guards Kabiri, getting a pick show by Arata. Double. This is the nice invert set that's tough to guard. Nice back behind the back by Kabiri up to Arata. Got a short stick. Being guarded by Pels. Pels doing a nice job on him. Sophomore plays for nice cut by Galvin. That's an old school crisscross cut there with barbecue. Is a snipe feed. 3 seconds. They're going to throw it out of bounds, and they're going to set up their ride.
Dumping it in the corner so that they don't get a shot clock violation and they can set up their ride.
Looks like they're going to go down with a 1 down and stay with the normal ride here. And then Kabiri comes down, so 2 down ride. Luke Crow out at LSM now for the Little Hoyas. And Bonavita is going to just run it out. I mean, he is a workhorse. He and Hagerup and Lane do so much for these guys.
That might be a pretty good midfield line. Bonavita, Lane, and Leif Hagerup.
And lucky Bonavita is going right off. I mean, he has played a lot. He's probably gassed.
Yeah, these kids are tough. They're seniors.
Here comes
the heart and soul of the team.
Tabs coming in for him. Wise. Luke Crow looking at backside double there. Holds inside. Georgetown Prep doing a nice job of sneak doubling from behind all over the field tonight. Here's Hobson with Will Keegan on him. Bouncer, save, Cask.
There was no offensive flow there. Again, it's just a dodge for a shot. You want to see them move the ball and attack the backside. Haven't seen much of that yet. Good ride, though, by Gonzaga. Isaiah Rose all over it.
Isaiah Rose 14. Dumps it, but knocked out of bounds by Splain. Gonzaga ball. Nice little ride effort there. You'd like to see Gonzaga pump in, maybe 4 or 5 goals here to build a little confidence in. Who do they have? Who's Gonzaga have the rest of the week? Dabs could not see that in the lights.
Yeah, it's tough playing under the lights. That's
who does Gonzaga play later this week?
They have good counsel tomorrow, a league game tomorrow. I think they wanted to schedule this one whenever they could get this facility, and it just so happens they play back-to-back. So, Gonzaga's going to have to recover pretty quickly.
Prep has landed on Friday. 2 top 6 teams in the area. Should be a battle. I think that game is at Georgetown Prep. Where's Georgetown Prep playing? I know their stadium is not quite done. They have a secondary field.
The grass field on Rockville Pike. Yeah, they've set that up to be a game facility for the time during the construction of the main stadium.
Northfield, I think it's called. It's a nice field. Here is Nick Behrens. Back to Burns. Over to Remington. Remington sneaks inside, gets a bouncer, and it goes!
Oh, wow. What a goal by Connor Remington. Special day for him getting a score on the field that his father used to play on. And, unfortunately we lost his dad, Chris Remington, a handful of years ago suddenly. And so that's a special moment for Connor Remington. Happy for him and happy for his team.
I know his mom. I know his mom is here. I saw her before the game. She couldn't be more proud right now, I'm sure, for Connor and the Remington family. That's awesome. He went hard to the rack there too.
He did, but if you want to look at kind of strategically, Gonzaga didn't slide there either. So they're goal off the dodge. You'd like to see them try and double a little quicker.
It's driving you crazy. They got to get their defense in order if they're going to
you like
keep
to see,
winning.
You like to see a balance of sliding when you need to versus sliding fast when you have to, and even switching around what you're doing so that you can keep the offense guessing a little bit. That's traditionally like defense. You want to really mix things up a little bit. So that the offense doesn't always know what you're trying to do. And conversely, offensively, same thing. You don't want to run the same offense.
Ryan Gardner Ryan Taylor and Johnny Gardner just ran 2-3 picks for each other back-to-back versus poles. Pretty easy to defend when you have 2 poles on the picks on the sides there. Nice inside look.
That was a nice look there by Charlie Taylor.
Keegan saved the day there. Will Keegan with the back check to knock the ball out of his stick. Here is Charlie Taylor again. Single invert behind versus a short on Whittier. Gets a step. Nice shot. Save Cask. That was a strong move by Taylor.
Yep. Unfortunately, no backup for Gonzaga.
That's why I like the double invert, not the single.
Yeah, you want to if you're
two
doing a
behind,
single invert, you want to bring somebody from the crease behind
like a
to the mirror, to back that shot up. Or if you, like you said, if you've got the big little, or you're picking with a short stick,
just safer,
then that person's back there to back the shot up.
Just a lot safer to use two behind. You see teams using one and not back up shots quite often. 50% of the time they cannot back it up. Gonzaga forces a turnover on the ride. Ooh, late hit there by Hornig on, was that Remington? Really hurt him.
No, that's Hornig hit. Not who that is for Gonzaga.
That's number 9, Charlie Taylor. He got hurt earlier.
He just keeps taking a beating and keeps coming back in.
He looks like he got hurt. I know he got hurt earlier, and he just re-injured the same exact spot. Looks like some sort of shoulder-elbow situation on the cross-check by Owen Hornig on the sideline. So
we hope he's okay.
Yeah, seriously. He's got the trainers, and I see him wincing and walking it off. Tough young man. I watching him on the side there, but power play here for Gonzaga. 6-on-5 on the cross-check with 5:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us here this evening. I'm Cabo Maddox here with Matt Rienzo at Cooper Field. DMV Lacrosse Game of the Week. Not as close as we had thought, but prep has been impressive. Man up, skip, inside look. Nice dropped by McGlynn. That was a nice little feed by...
fast break here.
By Ryan Taylor. Matt Christmas stumbles, loses the ball. No call.
Prep was looking for a penalty there, and I don't blame him.
Yeah. Over to Hobson. Hobson buries it from outside to the corner on the transition. I guess that's technically a man-up goal.
That's a great shot. Really good take. That was a 10, 11-yard shot with his hands free. That's a good shot, good take. Really good placement by Cody Hobson there.
Yeah, his other shots earlier were not as well placed as that beauty right there.
That's because he was in a position where he could really aim his shot and shoot for the spot where he wanted to shoot, rather than when you're shooting from farther out and you're kind of forced to just throw it at the goal more so than aim for a good spot. And then not only that, but the goalie has more time to save that shot.
Justin Weida takes his first face-off of the night for Gonzaga and gets the win with some help from his wingers. Pass gets through by Ryan Taylor. Unfortunate there. They had a little something going there, just missed the feed a little bit to the midfield. 29 throwing some. Austin Cunningham throws a rusty gate, and the ref calls a slash on that.
I think he hit him in the leg, that's why.
Getting a little chippy out here. Hagerup just came over and popped barbecue as well. Cunningham gets called for a rusty gate slash. Flag is down. They're going to kill 50. There's 50 on the shot clock. Here's Sweeney on Kabiri. Sweeney gets rolled. Kabiri comes around and just gets dropped hard by Michael Michaelis. Picks up a foul, but he popped Kabiri, and Kabiri just gets right back up.
Yeah, Kabiri's a tough kid. He gets beat on every time out, but fortunately he has good size and can absorb that a little bit. We'll see what Georgetown Prep has to offer here on the extra man. Looks like Gonzaga's 2 men down.
They actually got the wrong number, but they got Cunningham in the box. They got both on Cunningham, both fouls on Cunningham. It was not both on him. It was another man who is still on the field.
But so they're actually letting them. Now they're pulling them off.
Oh, yeah,
right.
They got him. Okay, so Michaelis laid the lumber there, and he's getting pulled off. Mike Michaelis, big, strong sophomore defenseman for MADLAX, gets replaced by Sweeney, another sophomore out there, a freshman Chikatilo, Corcoran, and Michael Alcorn, senior D. So I guess they got a new man down group in there. Are they subbing now?
Seems like it.
Prep has their starting attack, and middies out there, starting man-up group out there, Arata, Kabiri.
I don't know that it was Gonzaga putting in a second group. I think they just left the players that were mostly on the field.
Bradshaw Wheels. Wheels throws it to, tries to backhand it to Hornig. That's Seamus McNally, the man-up specialist. And then Urick.
Great timeout.
Calls timeout.
As he's falling out of bounds, calls a timeout to save possession. That's great coaching right there. Well
Two
done.
man up. Maybe he'll, 3:47, put in some youngsters and let the 9th and 10th graders play. Prep up 14-5. This is probably when you want to empty the bench. Get the future. See what the future holds. I don't know if they're going to do it.
Unless you really want to practice your extra man. Then you leave your first group.
But,
hey, look.
But listen,
two Jesuit rivals. I don't know. Maybe you keep your extra man in there, get one more.
I don't want Kabiri, or I don't want my guys getting hurt. So I would they got 14-5. Kabiri's got 5 goals. Does he really need a 6th?
I don't know. He is playing at Georgetown, his future school, so maybe they want him to get one more.
Yeah, that's true.
Scott Urick scored a bunch of goals on this field back in the day, so maybe he wants Kabiri to have that same feeling.
Yeah, head coach Scott Urick was on Team USA after college as a prolific goal scorer.
2 or 3-time All-American here at Georgetown.
Yep.
I think 3-time All-American. Great player. One of the better finishers in
just a
college lacrosse history, honestly.
Yeah, he was inside guy. He was a master on the crease. Played a little bit with him after college. Played with you, I think, together with him, and he'd catch everything you threw to him and bury every shot.
So I think Prep's looking pretty good, Cabell. I mean, for an IAC run here as they get into the meat of the schedule, they've kind of revamped their offense a little bit. It looks a lot more creative and free-flowing, and kudos to the coaches for making that happen. They were struggling to score in the beginning of the year, and they seem to figure it out. So
they have Landon Friday night. I thought Landon coaches, I'm sure, are watching this game here tonight, and they got their hands full defensively. Owen Hornig with just a blast on a backside feed from Barbecue. Owen Hornig has had like 3 or 4 goals as well here of late.
He's a good player. He's going to be one of the top attackmen in the junior class and the sophomore class for my money. Really talented, speedy, left-handed player.
Yep. His brother Larry is a year older than him on the field, and they finally subbed their attack, it looks like, here with 3:20 to go, 15-5 Prep. Prep's next game will be Landon, and that will be one of their first IC matchups. The IC matchups now start. WCAC has already started playing each other. Gonzaga has already played Paul VI in what I will consider the best game of the year thus far. That dramatic come-from-behind win from Gonzaga. They were down 8-2 and came back and win 9-8. Were you at that game?
I was. Yeah, that was crazy. And that was really one of the better games I've seen in a long time.
It was an awesome game. I watched it on video, and it looked like it was electric. And I didn't realize they were up 2-0, Gonzaga on Paul VI, and then went down 8-2.
Yeah, I think for 3 quarters in that game, 2 quarters really. The first quarter they scored 2 goals, and then the fourth quarter they scored like 8. But for 2 quarters there in the middle, you had some stagnant offense. And, you see Georgetown Prep changing their goalie now, putting in number 32, Kieran Yateman, senior goaltender.
There you go. Glad to see coaches subbing here in the last few minutes.
Left-handed.
Gonzaga's got a man-up opportunity here with their starters still out there. Hobson over to Taylor, down to Gardner, down to Dabbs. .35, Luke Christmas with a short stick. Was that Luke Christmas with a short stick?
Yeah, I think he plays some short stick D-midi for him when he needs to.
Yeah, he just tried to leg that out. That's Mac's little brother making a nice play. Fast break there. Dabbs drops it again. Gardner with the cannon. Usually buries those. 2 minutes, 8 seconds ago, 15-5. Prep's got the bench out there. Good to see that. Number 20 here, Nate Shields. Yavinsky on defense, as well as Buddy Brewer. Up to the attack. We'll get those guys named as well if we can. Alex Mercado with the ball. Over to Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson has a short stick, takes him down the alley. Back to Harry Callahan.
Harry Callahan's dad, Joe Callahan, also played at Georgetown University with Connor Remington's dad, Chris.
That's awesome. They were buds. So then picked up here by 37. That's Jared Turner. Turner down to Wise. Gonzaga still has their starters in on attack. 1:10 to play in the game. Jack Slater with the ball, sophomore. Midfielder has a 2-on-1 situation here. Dabbs gets it. Pushes it off to Ryan Taylor. Down to Hobson. Over to Dabbs. Dabbs throws it down to Gardner. Overhand snipe off the pipe. Gardner can't bury those shots of late, but he backs up his own shot 42 seconds to go. Well, it's been a great evening here. Matt, I really appreciate you joining me here. At
Beautiful night.
Cooper Field, gorgeous night. A little chilly, but you know what? It's not windy. It's calm. It's a great venue. The stadium is going to be one of the best as Hobson buries one from like 19 yards out, 5, 10, 15, 14 yards out. And that's not Cask. Cask finished. We'll give you some stats here as we wrap it up. 31 seconds, 16-6. Cask unofficially with 11. Kabiri with 1, 2, 3,
11
4
saves, but 5 of those were on the doorstep, it feels like.
And 4 were in the first quarter when it was a close battle. Just demoralized the Gonzaga offense. Pat Dunn with the long stick picking up the ground ball.
Patrick Dunn, great young player, plays for me as well for the MADLAX DC Dogs.
Dad coaches as well.
Yep, Bob Dunn, Georgetown Prep alum. That's one of the cool things. A lot of these kids playing, their parents went to their respective schools or what have you, and good to see Patrick Dunn out there
Nate
making
Shields.
some plays.
Man, I mean, they still have Bonavita out there. If Bonavita gets hurt right now, Gonzaga, is that Bonavita getting picked up off the turf? Yeah, that's Bonavita. He's hurt, and you don't want to see that in the last few minutes of the last few seconds of the game. Your senior captain out there giving his heart out, but banged up on an already super banged up team. They need to stay healthy. Well, Gonzaga is going to need to regroup after this one. They've had 2 tough ones, and they have another one tomorrow. And then what's looking down the road? Any big time games coming up? They've had so many hard ones.
So that, I think for Gonzaga, they just need to play a team that doesn't have an elite face-off guy to start.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Good Counsel has on tap tomorrow, but for their sake, I hope that they can get a few games in a row without one of the country's most elite face-off guys. And Georgetown Prep, kudos to them. They figured it out. Their offense is clicking now. Their formations look solid. They look crisp. So, kudos to the Georgetown Prep coaching staff for getting them primed to play their best going into IAC play.
They were sharp. Let's pick the MVP, Coach. We have Kabiri had 4 goals. Barbecue had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Cask had
for my money.
Cask had 11 saves. You want to give it to Cask?
10 times out of 10.
Jack Cask, the junior goalie with the MVP honors. And you know what? If he doesn't make those saves in the first quarter, just like you said, this game could have been even. He demoralized the offense for Gonzaga.
He really took the hope out of it early because they could have tied it or even taken the lead, and he held them at bay, which allowed Georgetown Prep's offense to get going and their face-off guy to get going. And so, great job by Jack Cask out of British Columbia.
Well, thanks for joining us. Matt Eldridge also had a great game. Let's not forget about him.
We probably would split it with Matt Eldridge, wouldn't we?
Owen Hornig had a great game. Nate Kabiri, and we really appreciate everybody tuning in from across the country, alums from around the world. Some parents that couldn't make it, some grandparents. Hopefully you're in Florida or Southern California enjoying the weather, and we're freezing up here you get to watch your grandson, and you're proud of him and the way he played today. We'll be back soon for another DMVLAX Game of the Week. Make sure you check out DMVLacrosse.com for all the rankings. Thanks to Automatic Sports for the video. Matt Rienzo, thank you for joining me up here in the booth, and we look forward to the next one.